Hello everyone, back tuning into today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next week to 10 days for today's second video, which is going to take us to the 23rd of April, which will just be a little bit beyond the Easter weekend. Now, just recorded weekend forecast and released that, so that is taking us through to the Easter weekend, of course, and it's going to be starting off pretty cold in the week ahead, but temperatures will be recovering. In fact, as we get towards Easter, it's going to get quite warm. We just watch out some showers in the south, though, but there's quite a lot of uncertainty about that. We're actually going to do the fourth Easter update for you tonight, so that'll be coming up for you later on tonight. Weekend forecast also starts off with a look at the competition prize that we're giving away. So tomorrow we're going to start the competition off. It's going to run for a week until Easter Sunday. You'll be able to find out tomorrow how to enter the competition, and of course you will be able to enter competition from tomorrow. So that's going to be quite a momentous day. We're giving away a temperature and humidity weather station sensor, so it's worth £50. So it's really fantastic prize. Really pleased with that prize. So you'll be able to find out tomorrow how to enter that. But have a look at the weekend forecast. It starts off with a look at that competition prize. Right, so I think better get on with your week to 10-day video update. We're going to start off with the 500 millibar high anomaly flowcharts from the Penn State University. We've got the ECMWF here on the top, and the GFS, which I'll have a look at in a moment, is on the bottom. So 500 millibars, 80,000 feet is an area in the atmosphere where high pressure and low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream. Red extrapolates to above average heights, which is high pressure, and blue to below average heights, which is low pressure. These are the main flowcharts for the 7 to 10 day time frame. You can see what's going on with the ECMWF. There's this large ridge of above average heights, high pressure sitting over and to the east, and then down into the UK. So we're under a ridge of high pressure there. The jet stream's doing something a little bit like that. So we're on the warm side of the jet stream, close to that ridge of high pressure. You expect a lot of dry and pretty warm weather to be on offer there as we're running through the Easter weekend and beyond it. The GFS is very similar. So again, we see we've got this big ridge of above average height centered over and to the east and northeast of the country. The only difference is that there's a cut-off low down across Spain and Portugal on Biscay. That low is trying to push northwards and threaten some showers, maybe in some thundery rain to southern and southwestern parts of the country, possibly just threatening to spoil the Easter weekend a little bit down in the south. There is a lot of uncertainty about that low pressure, though, so I wouldn't necessarily be all that concerned about it at this stage, but just one we've got to keep an eye on, really. However, the broad trend between both the GFS and the ECMWF is for high pressure to be pretty dominant, actually, as we get towards the week to 10 day time frame. You can see this on the GFS ensemble. So this is looking at the upper air temperatures and precipitation. This is for Bristol today. So the red line here is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Bristol. We're starting off cold at the moment. There's a couple more cold nights to come. You're going to have to cover up delicate plants and fruit blossom, that kind of thing. Again, probably tonight across some central parts of the country. Anyway, the temperature's going sub-zero. But after tonight, the night should get warmer then. And as we go into next week, you clearly see that the temperatures are rising. So we're going to get through towards Easter, and actually on quite mild, even fairly warm, as we get through towards Easter, well above the red line, the 30-year upper air temperature average. Now, beyond that, as we go through the final week of April, there's quite a split then between within the GFS ensembles. Most ensemble members are keeping things pretty mild, even quite warm. There's a few that are going colder, but it's extended range stuff. It's 2 weeks away, so you're always going to get that, really. Anyway, you get some sort of spreads. I think overall it does look as though once this cold weekend is out of the way, temperatures should generally be quite mild up towards month's end. Precipitation-wise, lots of dry weather coming up over the rest of the weekend. Is the beginning of next week. Is some rain penciled in for Tuesday. Of could be quite heavy for a time, but it will weaken as it moves across the country into high pressure. Then after that, heading up towards Easter, lots of dry weather again. Beyond Easter, going into the closing days of the month, it looks as though it could turn a bit more unsettled. There are more precipitation spikes then. But bear in mind, that's 2 weeks away, so it's unreliable, extended range type output. Temperature anomalies from the 13th to the 21st of April are a little bit cooler than average. That's encompassing this weekend, though, of course. Once this weekend is out of the way, or particularly once tonight is out of the way, I think we will see these anomaly charts going warmer than average again. So by the time you get through the start of next week, I would suspect we'll see the UK covered in red there, in the red shading, telling us that we'll be going warmer than average with our temperature anomaly. Precipitation anomalies look really dry again, particularly for eastern parts of the country from the 13th to the 21st of April. Does look a little bit more unsettled though out to the west. This is how the GFS operational 6 o'clock run is looking for Tuesday. So we've got this weather front coming across the country on Tuesday. It will be a weakening feature. It's forming an area of low pressure down across France. Any precipitation on that front will be weakening through the course of Tuesday. And then from Wednesday through to Thursday, the high pressure really just takes over the weather pattern. So it'll squeeze the life out of those fronts, kill them off, and then the high pressure will take over. So by Thursday, I suspect it'll be mainly dry, and we'll have plenty of sunny spells coming through as well. Quite warm, I think, by Thursday. Getting through towards Good Friday. Again, high pressure is in control. So we start the Easter weekend, extended Easter weekend, on a dry and pretty warm note. That's Saturday. Now, it's this area of low pressure down to the south that we're watching out for. It's across Spain and Portugal, the centre of it. But you notice pressure is weakening across Biscay and France. So that's probably weakening enough to generate heavy showers. And those showers will be trying to push northwards. So it's just how much this high pressure holds off those showers, really, that would determine whether the Easter weekend is spoiled down in the south by showers, maybe thundery rain, or whether actually we'll keep it mainly dry. What we will probably notice, though, is a freshening easterly wind will make southern parts of the country feel a little bit cooler. So the warmest, driest and sunniest weather could actually be in the north over this Easter weekend, at least to start off with. That's Easter Sunday. Again, high pressure is well and truly in control. We are drawing the air up from a southerly, southeasterly direction. This is warm air that's wafting up across the country. Given a bit of sunshine, I think temperature could easily go into the mid to upper teens Celsius. Just a threat again of some heavy showers down across the south and the southwest. That gets us to Easter Monday. Again, high pressure is more or less still in control, maybe just weakening enough to produce a few showers, but still really under anticyclonic conditions. We go to more extended range with the GFS operation run. We find high pressure actually sort of re-exerts itself again as we go into the closing days of the month. So it really is high pressure all the way as we go towards the end of April. That's the final day that we can see with the GFS run today. It takes us to the 29th of April, so the penultimate day of the month. We're still more or less under high pressure, but low pressure is threatening to bring some more thundery showers into the south with this low off the coast of Biscay. But basically, we're still even then very close to high pressure. The parallel GFS run is looking like this. So again, we've got this slightly showery day on Tuesday, but after that, high pressure exerting itself as we go through up towards Easter. That's Good Friday. High pressure is well and truly in control. We keep this high pressure bringing lots of dry and pretty warm weather as we get towards Easter Monday. Up to day 10, it looks a little bit more unsettled. That's 23rd of April, possibly some outbreaks of rain moving in from off the Atlantic. But it's not long before we get ourselves back towards high pressure again. That's the 27th of April, for example, high pressure again extending in from the east. That's as far as we can go to Monday the 29th of April. Possibly just hinting, going a little bit more showery from the west with that one. And then we've got the ECMWF, so we see that once again we've got this showery day coming up on Tuesday. But after that, the high pressure exerts itself from the east, takes over the pattern. So by the time you get through to Good Friday, really is high pressure all the way. Dry, fine, warm, sunny conditions for the start of the Easter weekend. And we keep this high pressure going really as we go into the Easter weekend itself. This is Easter Sunday, 21st of April. High pressure well and truly in charge of the weather. Less of a threat of showers from the south with that one. So pretty much all parts of the country dry, warm and fine, I think, for Easter. For Easter Day. And then we go through to Easter Monday, and just maybe a slight weakening of that ridge might allow for 1 or 2 showers, but essentially we're still under high pressure as we are at day 10 really, which is Tuesday the 23rd of April. So it does look as though we have got a lot of high pressure influences coming up. These are the scenarios within the ECM ensembles today from the Icelandic Met Office. So we've got 27 members of the ECM ensembles at day 10, which is the 23rd of April, 240 hours away. 27 members of the ECM ensembles, including that ECM control operational run we're just looking at, with high pressure over and to the east of the UK and extending to the west as well. Low pressure is up to the northwest. Jet streams push north, so a lot of dry and fairly warm weather on offer with those 27. At day 10. There is 24 though. It's not quite a 50-50 split, but it's getting on for it. It's another 24, but a much more unsettled at day 10. This includes the ECM control run as well. So with this one, we've got low pressure out to the west-northwest of us, and we're bringing the jet stream in like that. So obviously that's a more unsettled scenario with those 24. The Atlantic is breaking through, telling us that by day 10 there is quite a lot of uncertainty within the ECM ensembles as to whether we're under high pressure or low pressure. These are the scenarios for 2 weeks' time. This is the 28th of April, so almost up to month's end. It's 360 hours away. Got 19 members of the ECM ensembles, including the ECM control run, that have high pressure or above average heights, generally centre very close to the country. Low pressure's up to the north, jet streams up there, so plenty of dry and pretty warm weather on offer with those. There's 18 members of the ECM ensembles that again have a ridge through the UK, but also extending up to our east. Low pressures out to the west, and they're bringing in a westerly wind rather like that. So again, quite a lot of dry weather on offer with those. I've got 10. These are the warmest scenarios because they have high pressure centred to our east. Somewhere around Denmark, and they're bringing up direct southerlies probably. So they're going to be the warmest scenarios. They could be lifting temperatures up to around 20 degrees, I would have thought. And with high pressure close, there's lots of dry weather on offer. And then it's just a really minority option, only 4, but the option is there, possibility is there, that have high pressure over Greenland and low pressure sitting to our east as a trough over Scandinavia and Central Europe. Obviously, those are much colder and more unsettled. They're bringing in northerly winds. You'll remember yesterday, the GFS operational runs were hinting at high pressure over Greenland and northerly winds for the end of the month. We haven't seen that within the GFS operational runs today, but we see it there within the ECM ensembles. Only 4 out of like 51 members of the ECM ensembles are doing that at the end of the month, bring down those cold northerly winds. So it's very unlikely to occur, but the possibility of it is still there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, but I'll be very surprised if we do pull down those really cold northerly winds for the final days of April. Finally, just have a look at CFS V2 before we go. So these are 500 millibar heights broken down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 13th to the 19th of April. The coming week has high pressure dominating. Its centre is over Scandinavia, but it also extends down into the UK as well. Low pressure is out in the Atlantic. Jet stream is going something a bit like that. Lots of dry and fairly warm weather on offer after a cold start in the week ahead. Week 2 is going to be the 20th to the 26th of April. This one with high pressure again, sitting to our east, drawing up those mild, probably quite warm, southerly to southeasterly winds. Week 3 is the 27th of April through to the 3rd of May. The high pressure still in there over Scandinavia. Pressure's just weakened a little bit out to the west. There's no particular low pressure that's evident, but possibly just a little bit more unsettled and showery there as we go through to week 3. Winds still generally coming up from a mild direction though, sort of southerlies or southwesterlies or southeasterlies. So lots of dry weather there. And then we go through to week 4, which is the 4th to the 10th of May. The high pressure re-exerting its authority again. Big reef centred over top of the UK. Low pressure is up to the north and out to west as well. Flow on the jets going like that. So it's pretty dry and also potentially very warm. With that one, high pressure right over top of the UK. You have to say we are seeing a lot of signals for high pressure to be dominant through the rest of April and possibly even lasting into the beginning of May as well. So there's no sign of a protracted spell of unsettled weather this side of the end of April anyway. Finally, if you're enjoying the videos at the moment, please consider becoming a patron for Gaz Lovins. So this is Gaz Lovins' Patreon page. We've got 61 patrons so far. Hello and big thank you to all of our patrons. If you'd like to become a patron for Gaz Lovins and help support the website and keep content online, then you just come to the Gaz Lovins Patreon page. You sign up for a Patreon account. You can pledge an ongoing monthly donation to Gaz Lovins. It can be anything from $1 a month upwards, so it doesn't have to be a large amount of money whatsoever. You just pool in with all of the other patrons, and by doing that, you're helping us to pay for the website and keep content online. You get a shout out in videos. We'll say thank you very much for our patron, our latest patron, and that's really kind for everybody that's done that for Gaz Lovins. So thanks so much to all of our patrons. Alternatively, you can give a one-off donation to Gaz Lovins via PayPal. So this is Gaz Lovins' PayPal page. Just come here, sign into your PayPal account, and you can send whatever amount of money as a one-off donation to Gaz Lovins. Again, you will get a shout-out in videos. We'll say thanks so much for your kindness and generosity. As long as you want, but if you'd rather stay anonymous, then that's absolutely fine. Just let us know with your donation. Same with Patreon as well. If you become a patron, but you'd rather not have a mention, then just let us know through the Patreon message system. And we're happy to do that. We'll just say thank you very much to this anonymous donor. You might want to mention for your website or business. We can even visit your website and give it a plug in the video. So it's however you want the mention. And again, big thank you to all of the patrons. Big thank you to all of the donors for Gaz Lovins. Right, so that's it for update number 2 for today. We'll be back this evening with the 4th update for Easter. So that's an Easter-specific update that will be coming up for you this evening. Tomorrow, well, we've got some more summer analogues. We'll have Gaz Lovins Study Roundup, and we'll start off launching our competition in association with metcheck.co.uk. We're giving away a fantastic prize, so you'll find out all about that tomorrow, how to enter, and you'll be able to enter the competition from tomorrow as well. Right, come back later on for that Easter update. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.